Hello everybody and welcome back to That Guy Nick. Today I will be discussing and talking about, sorry I had to fix my laptop now, I will be discussing and talking about the Suicide Squad. As I got back from seeing the Suicide Squad about a few hours ago, around 9 I got back from the movie and it's 11:50 here. But basically I was able to see the movie early because I got 2 advanced screening passes to go see it at my local AMC theater, and I was able to see the movie. And I saw it with my sister. I got there, I sat down, I got good seats, thank Christ for that, and I watched the movie. And holy shit, this movie right from the fucking get-go just is fantastic. I mean, it takes a second for things to start kicking up, but right from the beginning, right when you really start getting into it, it's just pure insanity. I mean, when James Gunn said he was allowed to do whatever the fuck he wanted, he was right, because he did whatever the fuck he wanted. The first thing I'm going to say is the violence in this movie is insanity. And it's not to the point where I'm like, oh god, this makes me feel sick. No. It's badass violence. Like, the violence is not unnecessary. It's necessary because the shit that they do is just bonkers, and it's just insanity. It's just insane how crazy the violence is in this movie, because it's just absolutely, it was honestly great. It was fantastic, especially with moments with King Shark and Peacemaker and Bloodsport. It's just fucking insanity. It was so much fun. So the first thing I'm gonna say is I've been excited for this movie ever since James Gunn was going to direct it, ever since fandom, ever since the first trailer, ever since anything. I've always been excited for this movie, and then finally seeing it, just perfection, everything. So, first thing I want to talk about is the story. The story is amazing. Each part of the story is fantastic. Each character gets their moment of story time, for the most part, of course. But the main people, Ratcatcher 2, Ratcatcher 2 gets like a little moment of like backstory that we see. That was, of course, everybody kind of knew there was going to show backstory, but we got backstory for her, and it was fantastic because it didn't feel rushed, it didn't feel plowed through, it was perfect. And one thing I loved about the story is that we got moments to breathe with the characters and really see them like not in action, you know, and that was one of those moments. And then we really had a good moment where they're in a bar waiting for the Thinker, which isn't really a spoiler, but they're waiting for him. And these guys, they're laughing, they're having a drink, they're dancing, they're having fun. And it's moments like that made me appreciate the story, especially when it got to the high-octane moments of violence and insanity, because you didn't know what was going to happen, and it made you worry and stomach and nervous, which is how I felt on the entire third act of the movie, which, by the way, the third act of the movie is fucking amazing. Hands down, one of my favorite superhero third acts ever. Like, easily hands down. It's one of the best. Because of how insane it is, and how crazy that final fight was. I mean, my god, it's insane and so much fun. But no, I love the story. The story is so much fun. There's so much great storytelling and writing in it. Oh, it was fantastic. The next part, the characters. Oh my god. I mean, first one I gotta give hands to is Idris Elba. Idris Elba as Bloodsport. The man knows how to act. And this man did fucking fantastic with this character. Bloodsport was one of the best characters in this movie, next to others who I will mention in a bit. He was fantastic. He knew what to do with this role, and I knew this role was definitely met for Deadshot, but after watching the movie, I'm like, I can't see anyone else in that role except Bloodsport. And Idris does such a beautiful job with this character, and he's just fantastic, absolutely amazing. Next, I gotta give props to, of course, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Hands down, her best performance as the character, easily, 100%. Obviously, she was fan-flippin-tastic, and her action scenes, which I'll get to later, fucking amazing. Next, John Cena as Peacemaker. Well, first thing I want to say is, fuck Peacemaker on the highest level and degree, fuck him. But great character, but fuck him. That's all I'm gonna say. Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, so much more character development in this movie than he was wasted in Suicide Squad. So much better in this movie than he was there. Absolutely amazing. Loved Rick Flag. Sylvester Stallone as Mr. King Shark. Well, there's no Mr., but it's King Shark. Of course, he did the voice, but Steve Agee was the on-set King Shark, and he did fantastic. I loved King Shark so much. King Shark was the best character. Well, one of the best characters in this movie. He was so lovable and so violent and so badass. Oh my god, he made me laugh so many times too. And Sylvester Stallone does such a fantastic job with like the reactions and everything. It's just so fucking funny and so amazing. Other characters: Viola Davis, Peter Cannavale, David. All these characters are amazing. I mean, Polka Dot Man, David was fucking fantastic. Such a great character. And I mean, every character. I'm not gonna mention other ones because people like. I can't really say much, honestly. Savant, Michael Rooker was great. Nathan Fillion, Pete Davidson. Oh yeah, and like I said, Catcher too. Daniela, she was another fantastic character who I loved dearly, and who's such a fantastic, well-told character. Such perfection of a character, easily. So that's all I'm really gonna mention character-wise, because you gotta see the movie. But these characters are written so well and have so much development, and just amazing, just absolutely amazing. Next, I want to talk about is the action. Like I said, first thing I'm gonna say is the scene. As we know, James Gunn has been gushing about his favorite scene in the movie, which was when the Harley Quinn scene that he filmed with Margot. He was right. That scene is fucking amazing. The action and choreography that went in that shit, oh my god. It is so much fun and so insane and like badass. Oh, it's fun. It's pretty fun. There's some funny moments in there too, but it's so cool. And it's one of the best fights in the movie. The final act was so amazing and so like insane. Like there was shit that goes down that in the third act I can't talk about. There's some few fights I can't talk about because that just gives it away or what happens. But the action in this movie was just stellar, and yeah, just stellar. Cinematography, perfection. Each shot looks so fucking amazing, and I'm sure it would look great on an IMAX screen. Sadly, I was only able to see it in a standard movie screen, but I dealt with it. It was just fine. But the cinematography was fucking fantastic. And next, the score. Score was amazing, but the soundtrack, the songs were great. James Gunn always has a great soundtrack with each of his movies, and this one was no different. This had a fantastic soundtrack, a lot of great songs that I knew, some few that I didn't know, but these songs were amazing, and it fit the tone of the movie so well. It was just all perfection. And this movie itself, now I'm just going to get to my overall thoughts on the movie. You know, I kind of broke it down a little bit, but from the start to the end of the movie, the very, very end, like that last, there's 2 credit scenes, but that last credit scene, I was like, I already knew my score. Right when that movie ended, I was like, well, even halfway through the movie, I'm like, no, I already know my score. And that is, of course, a 10 out of 10. This movie is fucking perfection at its finest. It is one of my favorite DC movies, and it's one of my favorite DCEU movies. Actually, it is my favorite DCEU movie, hands down. Like, there's no question about it. It's just all perfect. It all works together so well. And what James Gunn has crafted here is fantastic. And I have, like, all the faith in him for the Peacemaker show, and I have all the faith in him for anything else he does with DC. Because what he did here was just something I haven't seen before. And obviously, every comic book movie is different, and this one was no different. Well, it is different. It's very different because it's violent, it's thrilling, it's nerve-wracking. It's just all action-packed fun of just pure chaos. But it all works together so well. It all fits together like a puzzle piece. But yeah, so basically overall, in this 132-minute movie, this movie is a masterpiece. High class, top tier shit. And luckily, I'm seeing it a second time on August 5th. And I have no question that my score is going to change at all. Like, at all. This movie was hands down the... I don't know why I keep saying hands down. Because it's because I love this movie so much. And saying hands down is like the best way I can like put into words like how much I love this movie. And how much fun it is. And how much like... it's just fantastic. All in all. So please, go watch this movie. Go support it. Because it's just so goddamn good. And if you can't go to the movie theater, watch it on HBO Max. But watch this movie because my God, it is just amazing every step of the way. My Lord, this movie, man. Fucking amazing. So, if you guys enjoyed my first reaction spoiler-free video for the Suicide Squad, please like and subscribe. And tell me, once you see the Suicide Squad, come back to this video, comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about the movie. Because I fucking loved it, and I'm going to love it every single time I watch it, which I'm gonna watch it a bunch more times after this. But no, this movie was just